Peace. What's going on, y'all? And everything. Right now, you seeing me, laid up in my crib and stuff, not at the office, anything, and then outside, just chilling, okay? So I'm gonna break some things down, okay? You know what I'm saying? Ain't gonna tarry too long, you know what I'm saying? So, okay, I hear a lot of talk in the hip hop community about the situation with Lord Jamar going back to um, DJ Vlad, I guess mending whatever and stuff. So, okay, many people would ask, what's my take on that? I'm gonna go ahead and spill the beans on that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna backbite the brother, okay? You know what I'm saying? Would I go back if I knew DJ Vlad and, and the things he said about Minister Farrakhan? Would I ever go back? No, I wouldn't. I don't know. The brother had his reasons, whatever, and I can't get into that because I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So, that going if anything, I would say that him and Godfrey, shout out to Godfrey, you know what I'm saying, let them have a conversation. You know what I'm saying? Those two need to have a conversation. You know what I'm saying? And I think that, if anything, that Lord Jamar was wrong. Okay, but his platform, excuse me, Godfrey's platform. Okay, Godfrey's platform. That's his show. You know what I'm saying? His podcast. You know what I'm saying? And with the guy Dave, whatever his name is. Um, Lord Jamar got mad. You know what I'm saying? And I feel that he was like out of, he was kind of out of whack or whatever. And, he was kind of aggressive, and pushing forward, excuse me, his belief in the flat earth situation. This is his opinion, okay? You know what I'm saying? And he also should understand that everybody's entitled to their opinion. Again, that was Godfrey's platform. But to say that, this man, laced your spliff and, what I'm saying, man, and all this other stuff, I think that was uncalled for. You know what I'm saying? People out there, they saying, Lord Jamar and all this other crazy stuff, and coming, I think it's in a way, it's to them, okay, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? I just don't find it that respectful to deal with something like that, okay, from a difference of opinion. Okay, I would just, I would just, just keep my distance and stuff. I just, I wouldn't build with them on those types of measures. There's things that we can agree upon, and there's things that we may not agree upon. Flat earths and stuff, the biasness, okay, and where it's coming from, okay, with the hip hop thing and the flat earth situation, where I feel like it's coming from a lot of stuff that we've been taught over the years here in this land and pretty much throughout colonial led land, colonial conquered land. We need to unlearn a lot of things. Okay, we need to reevaluate certain things, and we need to, rehash, re-educate. Okay, and actually find out the actual truths about things. Okay, so I think that's where that's coming from. But it also extends on the fact that a lot of things that we have learned over the years in Eurocentric countries, in Nordic led colonized countries, okay, we need to rehash and relearn a whole lot of things that we've been taught or at least call it into question. Okay, I did recently, not too long ago, I did my genealogy and actually found out who I was. Okay, now, yes, Almorica or America, what you may call it. Okay, yes, I'm from here. I'm from New York City. Right now, I'm at home in the Bronx. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Had a long day. I'm chilling. I'm laid back right now. So I just wanted to go ahead and just post this little thing right here and say some things. You know what I'm saying? You know, once again, I got my Islamic garb and everything, curtains and everything up, or whatever. You don't need to see all of that. You know what I'm saying? My little sheets and everything. Just, laid back. You ain't seen me like this ever. But I'm gonna give it to you raw. But like I said, I wouldn't. Some people they wrote them off. Okay, and you know what I'm saying, him saying that, Godfrey will go back to DJ Vlad, you know what I'm saying, he'll puppy up to him or, go back, you know what I'm saying, and coon up to, and then turn around and he's the one that went back to Vlad. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Now, me myself, I wouldn't have went back and stuff. And you could be cool with somebody, but also you could let a person know, okay, that you mean business. Okay, Vlad was in the wrong. Okay, and too much pride and ego, what I'm saying, has persuaded himself in his heart, in his mind, to not go and apologize, to say that he's sorry. And a lot of people out there in that format feel like, well, I got so much money and I got this, that, and the third, and I'm settled. You know what I'm saying? They set in their ways and stuff, not understanding that being a man, you could be a man and still want to take accountability. You know what I'm saying? And that's where a lot of us have a problem with that. Okay, that you misquote you misquoted what you said. Okay, first my thing with the DJ Vlad situation, if I was to compensate with Vlad or even been in that situation, okay, you know what I'm saying, I would have asked him like, yo, first you said you was daggone atheist. So you say you're atheist, but then you misquoted, you know what I'm saying, what the Minister Farrakhan has said and stuff, and all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying, you have all of these things to say, all these negative things to say about, the minister. Okay, so where that come from? But you said you was atheist. So if you say you was atheist, so now all of a sudden you Jewish now? Okay, you know what I'm saying? But you just said you was an atheist. So, you know what I'm saying? You're doing this out of spite of, secret hatred, some pocketed hatred or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of hypocritical to me. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I draw the line and stuff, man, because where's he offending you? Okay, when he made the thing about the rock of truth was not talking about physically harming anybody. You know what I'm saying, man? You just took things out of context. And a lot of times, you know what I'm saying, when people out there have selective outrage, they have selective hearing, okay, to try to find some kind of means to wild out, to flip out or whatever. Okay, and I think it's kind of stupid, asinine, selfish, retarded, just crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's risky, and you know what I'm saying, man. And you had something deep seated down in your heart that you felt, and this way that you just found some kind of chance to go ahead, use that selective hearing and selective outrage, okay, you know what I'm saying, for no apparent reason. Okay, you just one jumped out the window with that. And so now a lot of us is looking at you like, yo, you had these feelings all along. Now, with that, it's like every time you bring somebody on, especially those from the hood, somebody from, you know what I'm saying, man, shoot, some kind, what you would deem some kind of background, and you always look up the negative of a person. Okay, and it's really kind of aggravating. Okay, it's, you know what I'm saying, the people feel like, you know what I'm saying, a lot of characters that got caught up in the system, which in some cases is their fault for even that going dry stitching on themselves and running their damn mouth. Okay, you know what I'm saying, having cases opened up on them because they talk too fucking much. So, you know what I'm saying, man, that one, you do this constantly, and it's usually with melanated folks. I say melanated instead of black because saying African American or black, to me, in some form or fashion, is a misnomer. However, it's too much. It's too much effort, too much time, and again, we have to relearn a whole lot of things. Okay, so to say black, okay, we'll have to go with that for now, because to explain, okay, who we are, if you ask anybody who we are, okay, most people are still indoctrinated and thinking that they're African American, not understanding it was only 8% of the people that did come from, you know what I'm saying, the motherland. If you really want to look at, you know, the brunt of the people that did come from the motherland, then we have to look at the places in South America, which all of that has been covered and ostracized, and you know what I'm saying, you know, just seemingly non-existent because of colonialism, and what colonialism has done, and what Spanishism, you know, has done, the Spaniards and everything has done to those folks out there that are melanated means. So it was only 8% of that population that came over here. But in all actuality, also, most people have been here, okay, of that color. If you ask where's all the Indians are, well, most melanated folks, especially those of the South, out there need to look in the mirror. Okay, that's the, you know, you are Creek, you're a Chickasaw, you know what I'm saying, you a Shinnecook, Cherokee, or whatever, you know what I'm saying, and stuff. Look in the mirror. Okay, when we look at Big Tail, Red Fin, or whatever, you know what I'm saying, Bear Claw and all of that, the deeper you go down south towards the heated areas of the Almorica, okay, you know what I'm saying, of this land here, okay, the skin gets darker, so the melanated hue of somebody's skin, okay, the armored epidermis, okay, to protect from the rays of the sun. So, you know what I'm saying, that's where you have to figure, that's where you have to, you know what I'm saying, put two and two together of where skin, you know what I'm saying, who was indigenous folks here. You know what I'm saying? We are the Indians. My family, much of my family, the Alston side, you know what I'm saying, came from, you know what I'm saying, the Creek and indigenous nations, okay? The Creek indigenous and the Cherokee nations, you know what I'm saying? Well, pretty much of that, Geechee and all of that. Okay, if we go right down there, South Carolina, Georgia, okay, would be partially my ancestral lineage. Much of my ancestral lineage came from, you know what I'm saying, mostly of Nigerian descent. However, okay, from that 8%, okay, got with the people that's over here, and so that's the origins of people before me, and you know what I'm saying, up to me now. I ain't got no kids yet. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying, man, shoot, when we say who we are, know who you are, okay? You know what I'm saying, what you represent, and don't be ashamed about it. But to say African American is a misnomer. You know what I'm saying? Many people out there, you know what I'm saying, from, you know, the Caribbean, you know, from southern states, from South America, Mexico, and everything, you know what I'm saying, Olmecs, you know what I'm saying, you know, pre-Aztecs and everything, man, and you know, that was a very long time. We've been here for a long time. You know what I'm saying? And if anything that's happening right now is just, you know, the universe got a way of reclamation, you know, bringing things back, if it all makes sense. This is where we at right now, okay? It's like a reclamation of things out there that was taken from us. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, understand and be careful, okay, of your content. You know what I'm saying? I'm only giving you a short synopsis for all of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Of where this is possibly coming from. However, there's ways to say things, okay, that can hurt an individual, okay, by words. Words is just as lethal as having a weapon, because that stuff right there, that you've had this deep-seated type feeling for a long time. Now, as far as Lord Jamar's concerned, where's this coming from? Is there some kind of bias? Of course. You can tell there's some kind of bias. Some, to an extent that has merit. There's a lot of shit out there that has happened to us. Okay, constantly with somebody like DJ Vlad making certain statements and everything and feeling like he does not want to apologize properly. Okay, you know what I'm saying? That he feels like somebody's bullying him, and ain't nobody bullying you there, homie. You said something wrong. Okay, you misquoted, you misspoke and stuff. It's your responsibility. Okay, to go ahead and take accountability for your actions and things that you said. Okay, so and stuff. Yes, little old me unsubscribed to you that very time. Okay, because you did not want to take the accountability. Okay, that you was in the wrong. Okay, you know what I'm saying? You was dead wrong. You do this a lot. Okay, whether this video reach you or not, it doesn't even matter. Okay, because you're gonna do whatever you want to do regardless. But just know, a lot of brothers and sisters feel this very same way. You do this a lot. You take advantage and you feel like you got some kind of power. Okay, instead of taking responsibility, walking things back. You know what I'm saying? I have a very sick pet peeve on folks out there that don't take accountability when they are in the wrong. There's nothing wrong with saying you're sorry. You apologize. Okay, I want to make it right. How can we make it right? What can I do to make it better? So there's nothing wrong with that. That means you're a man. You know what I'm saying? As far as Lord Jamar is, again, I think him and Godfrey need to have a conversation. Because Lord Jamar, you know what I'm saying, man, shoot, I'm not going to write you off. Whether this video hits you or not. Okay? You know what I'm saying? In many cases, you was in the wrong too, man. You need to go ahead and holler at Godfrey. Y'all need to sit down. Y'all need to talk about it, man. There's nothing wrong with it. It does not make you less than a man, okay? It's not nothing out there. Come on, man. A lot of things that you said on your records. And you had a very powerful voice. You had a daggone platform, okay? You know what I'm saying, man? Shouldn't, a lot of folks out there, you know what I'm saying, we don't want to start second guessing. I don't want to start second guessing, okay? Because, you know what I'm saying, brand Nubians is one of those. I think y'all basically opened the door for me to even follow Islam. You know what I'm saying? So, when you say things and you act the way you act, and this daggone flat earth crap and everything, you know what I'm saying, goes against the very same principles out there that you daggone say in your raps, man. Why are you going this way? Okay? I spoke about this on Facebook some time ago when you daggone flipped out about the flat earth situation. Is it because, somebody, what I'm saying, Caucasian, what I'm saying, stood corrected and made some kind of probable sense? Anybody could. Okay? You know what I'm saying? And come on, man. You say you're a 5%. Okay? What do? Show and prove. Okay? You don't just go by words. Okay, yes, you go by mathematics, but also, you know what I'm saying, show and prove. Okay, break it down to its purest form. Okay, and you know what I'm saying, on what your belief is, okay? And if you can't come to the conclusion, or you know what I'm saying, if it's concluded to where y'all can't come to a compromise, you know what I'm saying, then agree to disagree. But don't get mad because you feel like somebody outsmarted you. It's not about somebody outsmarted you. It's just the actual facts. Okay? You know what I'm saying? In the universe, there's a cipher. Okay? There's a lot of the universe of ciphers out there can make, cylindrical planets and everything. And keep planets in orbit, which is 360 degrees, right? Okay? You know what I'm saying? 360 degrees. You know what I'm saying? The different mathematical type terms of, you know what I'm saying, the surface of the planet. All of these things out there, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Look at mass, okay? Mass and everything, the horizons, okay? It doesn't make sense. You said the way you describe how the sun rotates, it goes at a distance, it comes right back on over a disc, man. So what about the other side? Okay, if it was a disc, it's not a disc, man. It's not a disc. Okay, the Earth is not flat, G. Okay, now if you want to believe that, keep that to yourself because that one man, there's a lot of people out here that think otherwise. Okay, you know what I'm saying, and if they feel like that, you don't try to convince them. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Because you're going to get nowhere. And then you're going to wind up getting upset because it's not going your way. Come on, man. You're bigger than this. You're better than this, man. Okay? Lord Jamar, man. You know what I'm saying, man? You gotta think better than that, man. You know, but to that one call out people and you know what I'm saying, you turning on your friends because they laughing. Like nobody laughing at you, man. You know what I'm saying, man? Sure, and if somebody comes with some kind of facts and whatever and stuff that makes more sense, okay, it's believable. And even if it was believable, I mean, it's again, you know, yes. Do we have to unlearn certain things? Do we have to question all kinds of different things? Yes. There's a lot of things that need to come into question. Okay, it's the system that we are living in right now currently is breaking down. As we speak, it's breaking down. So as it's breaking down, we can chisel and break down certain things out there and unlearn untruths and stuff, man. But if you're gonna do it right. So that way it can be broken down to its purest form. As it's broken down to its purest form, then you come with the actual facts. You show and prove. You come with proofs. You come with facts and everything, man, and you build back up. What is it? Destroy and rebuild, right? So come on, man. You know, the brother, don't do this, man. Don't do this. Okay, you know what I'm saying, man? Don't have people out there second guessing you or writing you off or, you know what I'm saying, choke no joke, you know what I'm saying, called you Lord Jamar. Really, man? You know what I'm saying? Is this how people gonna see what they thinking about you right now? Because of your because of your pride. The very same thing that you feel you said about DJ Vlad, who you going back to? You know what I'm saying, man? When you said Godfrey was going to be the one to coon up and then puppy up and go right back to, come on, man. But here you are going back with him. What's going on with that, man? I think you and Godfrey need to have a conversation. Okay, it's only right. Okay, because right now a lot of people out there calling you in question because there's plenty of brothers out there that listen to the brand new music, that listen to you. I had that going 5% album. I had the 7%. I had those albums. Okay, you know what I'm saying, man? A lot of things that you said in your flows, in your raps and everything, man. Sure, I took those things to heart. I mean, brother sharp, and he's keeping a brand Nubian brand alive. Him and Sadat X. You know what I'm saying? But right now, you leave it, you know what I'm saying? You're entitled to your opinions. But don't come off as you forcing us and getting mad because somebody else has a different opinion. You know what I'm saying? Don't, you know, like I said, you know, to one sit there and write them off and call you names, it's to me it's pointless. You know what I'm saying? It's pointless and stuff, and all that's gonna do is just gonna cause, you know what I'm saying, hard feelings. And I'm not gonna go out like that and have hard feelings. I think, you know what I'm saying, there's a door open. A door should be left open and stuff for refinement. You know this, brother. Come on, man. You of all people know this, Lord Jamar. Whether this video reach you or not, I don't know. Okay? Maybe we'll see each other again on the set or whatever somewhere. Okay? Last time we saw each other was at Prodigy's memorial service. Okay? Like I said, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to write you off. You know what I'm saying? Or disavow you totally, you know what I'm saying? Because again, you part of hip hop history. You influenced a hell of a lot of people before your Nas's and your Jay-Z's and, you know what I'm saying, your Kendrick Lamar's and everybody and stuff. You know what I'm saying? You've been there for a long time. Okay, so there's merits and warrant for you to, you know what I'm saying, walk things back, to research, to right wrongs. Because you're bigger than that, man. You're bigger than that. The way you thinking, man, you know what I'm saying, man, shoot, this ain't you. I don't know what's going on, man. But, really think about some things, man. Go ahead and have that conversation with Godfrey, man. And, you know what I'm saying, man, you destroy and you rebuild. There's room for rebuilding. We don't need separation. Not now, man. We don't need that. That's all I got to say on that. Peace.